losing out massively on their attack half. I'll start the defense here.
Yeah, and it's great info, early doors, 3 players hit by the Dizzy. But BBL putting their focus on a weaker side of the map. The mid portion, Boaster lying, and unfortunately caught out. Big entry pick from Levin.
BBL often leaving the B site open when they play GX. Happy to go for the retake, and with numbers in their favor here, that looks to be the view. Slight focus on Kayak, facing the defender spawn side of the map.
Alpha going to play as a late win condition here, lurking through, but BBL already making work through CT and clearing it out. Alpha's luck works out, getting rid of Prophet. So all the bodies towards CT, and Fnatic know that they're going to set up for it. Levin through, but Fnatic completely fill the kill feed and win out the first pistol.
BBL had put their priority, leaving B open, and paying a hefty price here, but taking a step back again, that has to be the master plan for Fnatic and their champions run. And so with a flawless second round under their belt already, Fnatic will be looking at giving this bonus a crack, if you could even really call it that. There's money behind them, full set of rifles. They're continuing to push their own interests, further them through middle. It's Sociable instead that gets the opener A main, and Kayak of all players, the one that falls.
Levin needs to be careful of his timing on TP. He's the only one holding on to mid and all alone. A player who is first in first kills, but also pretty high in first deaths as well. And Prophet gets caught out.
The risk that you take, but 2 players immediately behind link side. A wall placed here by Alpha, yeah, just signposting the authority of Fnatic as they continue this slow creep, and Levin caught trying to make some sort of a play. Yampi could suffer a similar fate, and there you go. Fnatic, once again, walking through BBL as if they weren't there. See, investigation of mid. BBL have 3 players here. They outnumber Fnatic in this fight for the moment.
Yeah, but they don't outnumber them in terms of weapons, and that's the problem that BBL will have to try and face, get through, but unfortunately at this moment in time, they can't. That's going to end up an even trade, and Yampi looking to hold on through A-Link, all alone, untradeable.
Fnatic moving through the map in numbers, but time is dwindling here. We know they like to play it late. A, one of the hardest sites to hit without time.
Yeah, but look at Magnum playing in the smoke with a shotgun. You thought just for a moment he might be able to make it work, but Prophet is. Sheriff hitting, Spike finally down, but Sociable's here, the only rifle. A player that needs to clutch up against 2. Althea and Boaster playing off of one another.
Has the smoke back up now though?
That's going to open any lines of sight onto the defuse, and is able to get rid of the arc rows. Both players begin to walk towards Sociable, but spammed out. It will be 4 in a row for Fnatic. Taking a bit of damage off the back of that. And if I was about to say Fnatic want to execute, they do have the ultimate. Well, the first of that is going to be the dimensional drift, and that's combined with the steel garden. Oh. And Kayak's entry into the site is blistering. Magnum's able to at least get 1 back in BBL's favour, but they're still at a numbers disadvantage.
Fantastic set piece to open up, but BBL still have numbers here. And Sociable has 1 more TP, but Alpha finds him inside the smoke.
Yeah, now Fnatic 2 to the good. It gets even worse. Magnum, the only one really being able to get kills in this round, and waiting for the wall to drop so he can get Prophet to support him, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Fnatic dominance in this round once again. Looking to be 5 in the row unless Prophet can find 3 of his own, but he's thrown in the white flag. He tries to escape, but you can't escape Fnatic.
Fantastic individual round from Kayak, but one which he was set up to execute. Just as I was saying, he's found his place in the team. It takes time to make these kinds of plays work, but it's exactly what was successful for them.
He guessed it on the desk, and he was talking more about how his compositions need to be loaded more for the attack side, right? So maybe that's where BBL's focus has been.
Okay.
As for right now, BBL playing this round on the attack. 2 entry kills, 1 through a Bucky, 1 through a Sheriff. And Fnatic feeling like they're on the back foot a bit.
Yeah, from some incredibly aggressive positioning as well. BBL also with the mid control. Quick rotation towards B. Fnatic forced to make this play, guided into the defense, which is waiting for them.
Yeah, and the utility is great for delay. Time is getting low, and we all know that Fnatic like to play with low time. And they've already got the next one back in their favour, right? Still one down, but it's still BBL to try and deny a plan.
Oh.
18 seconds, Alfie gets another. Now the body's starting to dwindle. It's all going wrong for BBL just when you think there's a chance. The spike won't go through, but Yampi denies. And Alfie, I don't know if he's got enough time. He has to commit to it, comes off the plan, and gives BBL the first round.
They'll be making their way over to the A site. Yampi's already put a hell of a lot of noise on the B side. He leaves behind him Chronicle, who will be slow on his approach, and Magnum out of Link is the player to be worried about. 2 kills immediately. Fnatic a little bit laboured as they slowly stagger their way through the courtyard towards the A site.
BBL have control of Spike, but look at Alfia finding another angle of approach.
Profex considered this though, and from the angle he will find the Turk. Taken down now, 4 versus 2. Numbers in favour for BBL to increase their efforts, double their round count.
Last player standing.
Without a break in play required either, it's Profex to strike yet again. Chronicle have the pit. There is no position from which to play. Magnum in the end at the triple. Anticipating on the Fnatic side that there would be more behind it. Saw in the previous round, they were quick to get that Vice Wall placed in A main, and here, it's the exact same, but right on the edge of the Viper's pit. BBL, same push outside of B again, but there are numbers to this Fnatic attack this time.
There is BBL hanging around, the same smoke that Sociable dropped last time, but Paranoia waiting. And they deny any more space. So very well done by Fnatic to keep control of B main, but BBL still want to fight this.
Oh, huge kill from Magnum in the meantime as well. Finding one in mid. He's cornered in the process, and Sociable's out of smokes to help him.
Able to not be drawn out, but the fights come through, and when they do, BBL come out on top. But not only that, get control of Spike!
Yeah.
And this is going to be a disaster for Fnatic if they can't get that back. Look, they're all towards the B side. BBL need to be careful of their flank.
And we're approaching the 30-second mark again here, so Fnatic don't have time to play with. They need to win the duels.
That they do. Kron, first up, gets taken out. And now look at Crashies, having to approach from top mid. BBL change up the positioning, Magnum towards the other side. They can both double swing if needed, but there's a time in here. Crashies gets the spike, but the peak comes through, and BBL get a third in a row.
Another huge round from Magnum as well. A player with a point to prove coming into this game. He's represented multiple different organizations. Now on the hunt for a second ever champs appearance.
Yampi's towards top mid, jump spotting, and has long range utility that can support. But Fnatic have somehow been too focused on what they were doing, and Levin's got an opportunity to find a player. That was Kayak.
Common positioning for Levin as well. I'm surprised that he's able to take the 1 versus 1 there. Does still have the TP.
And it's the second time he's done it.
Yeah. And that makes it all the more surprising. I mean, even here, Boaster's overlooked it. Calling foul to the same player again. Finally, he overstays his welcome, and that's something that we have to mention. The discipline on the BBL side. All of this aggression expected from Fnatic after the timeout. You could see the setup. They were playing passive, but now they have the picks.
Thrash being used, and obviously that's going to be on a timer to when it expires, but Fnatic trying to brute force their way through A-Link, and it's not working out. Prophet gets the pick onto Chronicle, and Sociable pushing main gets Alfia. Leaves Crashes in a 1 versus 3, but he does have the spike on his back.
Sight at his disposal for now, but Sociable closing the gap with that Paranoia.
Yeah, and so is the rest of BBL. They'll get confirmation of their 4th.
Still got Alpha hanging around A late, and that's where you think Fnatic might opt to pivot. But Levin left unchecked could continue to be an issue, and he's just setting up Yampi instead.
Yampi has a full belt of utility as well, but it's that dimensional drift that's going to be used. And remember, Yampi has been seen, and he has no way out. Has to use Levin as a ways of supporting him out of this. And Althea in the corner catches Yampi. Levin at least gets the trade out, and Magnum goes one better, finding Kayak. Delay further in B main. Fnatic can't quite get out.
It's still stalling here, still utility to work with. Paranoia in the hands of Social arriving late.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. Fnatic need to get a move on. We know that this is where they like to play, but BBL, they're using that to their advantage. Kron holding on and potentially able to do it. Spike in his back pocket. He's up against Magnum, who's wrapping him round, and he's going to get it. Magnum makes it 5-all.
BBL on this extremity with the Yoru, pushing the envelope.
Levin forced out. BBL looking to regress their positioning and delay as much as they possibly can, but Fnatic have changed their pace. Where's Sociable come from? Unfortunately, risked it too much and gets caught out as Fnatic overwhelm the site and look to finish this one off, leaving Prophet all alone.
So much work on his shoulders. He's spotted the second player having found the first.
4 players all trained to this one position. You'd expect this is impossible, and it is. Fnatic finally make it 6. Oh. Fnatic aren't fully sold on this being an A finish just yet, but the body's starting to move over. Maybe that's different from what I think. Sociable needs to be really careful. Nearly catches Poster off guard and has to use the paranoia to get out, or so I thought.
On the side of the dark cover, 4 players for Fnatic.
Yeah, he's just trying to be a bit too cheeky. Has at least one, but as the players start to move forward, there's still damage! Kayak at least is able to get the trade before Sociable pounces, but Kayak now through A main, trying to be the person leading the line, but instead it's Althea, so deep, and when the orb drops, that's when the engagements will ensue, but Fnatic need to get a move on.
Look at the spike, there's 10 seconds, Cairo. There's simply not enough to get this one done. I don't know what Fnatic are up to.
And Yampi's won the duel on B main as well. Fnatic are the makers of their own doom and make it a 6-6 half.
The attack side, where they did massively struggle before, just 2 rounds against GX, looking for their first on this A push. It started with success. Prophet finding Alpha, Kayak trying to flash back out, and takes 2. No! The Prince of Pistol may just have crowned himself king. Ridiculous flicks from Kayak. And of all players, it's Yampi that's got to try and walk back in. An ace to add further trouble. Fnatic have flight in the second half.
We know BBL struggle with their attack side on road since the last time that they played it, but this is ridiculous. This is something extraordinary from the young gun that Fnatic have picked up.
Sit down.
That'll have to be the plan for the next round. Kayak spearheading it again. Another kill picked up, this time Sociable. In terms of what options that leaves BBL with, the Viper Wall's committed towards mid. They've got to walk in dry. It's Kayak again! A triple made into a quad. And inside the first 3 rounds, he's nearly had 2 aces. Still holding on to the dimensional drift, of course, but Fnatic, another blistering start. BBL's attack side, you expect to set the pace of the rounds too, but it's falling to Fnatic's favor. BBL having the preference to try and overwhelm Boaster on the B hit. He will not be caught in this situation though, and with the gravity well, a little bit more time to delay the oncoming Levin, who posted in the corner as a simple pickup for Kron. Wingman making its way onto the site, but the spike felled, and Yampi, Sociable, needing a whole lot more from this host of Sheriffs, which now sit in the sole hands of Sociable. Cleared out by Kron. One hell of a way to climatize, but here we are, BBL. The all-important round, the rifle between the 2 teams. Kayak still clutching onto the Euro ult. but this time Fnatic are a no-show in middle.
Spotting towards B main, and the fact that we are seeing
Right there.
Kayak being so aggressive, but it's the fact that we've got Prophet close by. BBL waiting for a reaction from Fnatic, but they're not getting it.
BBL, given all of this space early on, start to question themselves. Where are Fnatic? Posted up on the sites, of course. Seeing the regroup coming in. Prophet, full forfeiture of A main.
Yeah.
Rerouting himself towards B, as the rest of BBL will be. Both anchors, both controllers waiting.
That's the thing. Just a little bit of pressure moves the bodies of Fnatic towards A, leaving this B side looking maybe a little bit more weaker. Levin by the molly and in towards the site. Kron on default, able to hold it down, but can he hold on any longer? No, he can't. BBL, they're able to get the advantage and the spike plan.
Late positioning from Kayak coming in main though. Prophet has to be aware of the potential. Social has stopped the mid push, but it's from either end that Fnatic make their reprisal.
Kayak doesn't win the duel against Prophet, leaving Crashes in a 1 versus 4 with possibly one of the worst weapons, the Odin, and he has to give it up.
Scott can certainly slap a hand, I'll tell you that. Dapped us both up, felt like a rocket had gone off, and Fnatic have certainly got a fire lit underneath them here. Yampi responds in kind, 1 kill, needs more, double headshot, only 1 though. And as much as we talked up Prophet, he has a mountain to climb. Alpha can see him coming. Same this time around. Viper Wall, a little more aggressive than what you would usually expect. BBL gearing up to let 1 rip from their own strapbook.
But Levin denied through the razor vines of the Vise. Crashes waiting for the opportunity to get in, but the Nightfall makes the site anchors a little bit unsteady, a little bit uneasy, and Alfia makes it look easy. As Fnatic look to fall on down, collapse upon BBL, as Fnatic hit 12 with an end-zone flawless.
Toxin screen down.
Big entry kill as well. Alpha gone. That's that Vice util offline. As BBL tried to pivot in towards B, but Boaster takes a timing on towards the Phantom, and it's just a Sheriff, but he's in. Oh, he's in his cosmic form and gets taken off guard.
Now Prophet's going to be calling to the rest of BBL. Have an open sight. The problem is, Chronicle can disrupt this.
He can and will. That's the spike, remember, and the players can't get out. Chronicle might have just won this map here and now, as Prophet has to try and go back and collect that spike.
Should be willing to invest the pit, give himself half a chance, but even then, 2 players on the double stack, it should be done.
Both players hold it, and confirmation there. Fnatic on their debut of Corroid.
Back on the attack for BBL. Seems to be using that initiation power as best they can in a straightforward manner. And with the suppression on Alpha, no headhunter in his hands, Sociable secures it. Spike, the position to be planted, and they will.
Look at how deep right now Magnum is. Through mid he's going, but there's players from Fnatic that could catch him off guard.
Timing from Crashes, and Magnum has now been located. The classics click away, and there he is, gone. Posted down to 7 in the meantime. Still trying to force BBL off, as you can see. They're planning to get aggressive here. There's a flash on the underhand of Yampi back into short. Catches Kayak, looks for the second. It comes through Levin. The conduit! Those expectations for him as a player very much set the last time these two faced. So much character building needing to be done in the meantime. Getting used to the environment that little bit more as Magnum goes back into the mid angle. In Alpha's absence, there are plenty on the Fnatic side. It's a Bulldog that can be picked up later on. BBL resting on this A plant once again with little trouble.
Yeah, and it was Kron who will go and pick up that Bulldog as Fnatic look to set themselves for the retake. And unfortunately, Prophet tries to go a bit aggressive, and I don't know if that's what is needed there.
Exactly what you've got to be looking for, though. BBL players pushing through smokes is where Fnatic's preparation should be tailored. Alpha's flag is completely unconsidered.
As BBL focused on the site, Alpha comes in at the right time, gets the first but not quite the second. Levin's the only real rifle here, has it?
He's got plenty of work to do. I mean, Sociable holding the cross from A.
Yeah, and well, he's holding on to it but can't hold on long enough. Kron will get that defuse, and a Bulldog that Magnum gifted to Fnatic was their undoing.
They take it to the nth degree. It's a really important first kill, as we know Kron's classic is as good as a rifle in most senses. But after last, couple weeks ago now against Liquid, right back in. He's looked.
Big engagement through mid. Crashy's bringing out the drone to confirm information, and Alpha gets the first duel onto Levin, and Sociable falls as well.
Here.
BBL hemorrhaging players.
Here.
That's the difference with Fnatic starting on the defense this time. Means that having the map picked into them, other teams thinking it's a weakness. BBL, of course, something that they've been able to play with, I suppose, as Kron is going to find yet another kill through middle. And Yampy, best case scenario, probably be a plant. Two low health opponents in tree. He's found the first.
Reload as he walks into sight will allow Kayak an easy kill,
which came back to punish them to varying levels. Here, BBL just doing what they know works, this quick A hit, which so far Fnatic haven't been able to deal with, at least initially.
No, they haven't. Not been able to hold on to the site. Alpha looking for an angle and accidentally works against them. Levin getting the entry. Spike goes down. 5 versus 4 retake.
Spike planted.
BBL are going to be trying to search for a kill here if they can. It's often come through Heaven. Players like Prophet. But now the group up to fight the push from short.
Blood from short is where the players try to get out from, but it's just Boaster all alone on site. Levin holds left trigger and completely blitzes the opponents coming out.
They have traded roles, and in terms of the value you get from that kit, it's the clearance of Cat, and now the KO ult coming into the A site again, this time a split.
Oh, and Boaster in the smoke with a judge, doesn't hit. Alpha identified as Magnum, who ended up getting the kill, not Levin. He still has his blades, but they expire. Spike down, and still an advantage to BBL in post once again.
Levin holding back though. Not overstaying his welcome on that exposed angle. Heaven, Kayak getting the better of him so far in this series. Cheeky one from Yampy, even on for the second, but walks away. Looking like they have this round wrapped up. Fnatic should confirm it.
Yeah, maybe a 1 versus 1 to sort it out. Maybe. Well, Tour de Force out through mid, he looks. That's where a lot of targets lie in wait, but does Althea go for the take? No, decides against it. And now BBL, they try to force it through. It's Althea to get another. That'll be 52 in head-to-head engagements.
Thanks for keeping count. And with Yampy now gone as well, Spike can't be left behind. BBL are very quickly taking the site.
Yeah, but look at Alpha, back a sight, back to the wall, knows that he needs to hold on, knows that he has no support, but when Boaster comes, BBL are able to rout out any players. Sociable has the Spike on his back. He needs to be careful, he needs to get to site.
So they're having to invest his full utility belt to deal with this issue. There is no empty threat. Chronicle's Stinger still could be a problem, but won't find the final kill. 3 and 5 in VCT this year, but irrespective, still questions being posed at BBL here by Alpha.
Yeah, and it's big execute ultimates that BBL have, the first of which has already been used. That's the Nightfall, and the Hunter's Fury ripped from Crashies has not hit. Boaster taking an alternative angle doesn't work out, but he needs to move. He needs to get out of there, and the spam works out. Another entry pick for BBL.
Cleaning the board, 4 on 4. Levin still leading this line. entertaining the market fight.
They want this, they want to go, but remember there's no flashes left realistically, and that dimensional drift will clear out Levin, but that doesn't mean you're going to win the fight. Not against this man, who keeps continuously winning out. The primary's taken offline, and BBL trying to find safe corners in which to work. It's the two at back of sight, Perfect and Sociable, that all the hopes are put on right here. Players low on Fnatic's side. And we should be one bullet. They'd be able to win this out against a couple, but instead no. Just Perfect, shorty in hand, first bullet hitting, and now Kayak on the spike against his Polish opponent. And it'll be a Red Bull clutch for Perfect.
That he was looking to probe B main. And ultimately, that's not something we've seen too much of interacted with so far from BBL, looking to try and push players off of extremities, both with the TP, Kayak as well. This time, though, their execution is into a site which is more than prepared for the execution.
And there's no ultimates, it's just weapons. It's the difference between these two teams as well.
BBL like to try and disrespect the smoke, but how much cadence do they give to Kron here? He's fallen back, Levin on the offensive, up, around, over the top. Slam dunk as far as he's concerned. The pistols on the Fnatic side not doing all too much work here, even with the correct read. So BBL get past, yet another trial placed on their route by Boaster.
Some players that could potentially be broke in the next round. This defense economy cannot be stabilized whatsoever, and Fnatic showing so much respect to BBL's aggression every single time. Levin, another entry, and BBL, another site opened.
The spike is a long ways away for now, though. It's going to take a little bit more time for Yumpy to arrive, but Fnatic have folded. Yeah. They don't want this. I mean, those weapons they've got left, 2 players on such low health, there's no real reason to go for it.
Looks like it's going to be another APOC Vice here, but that's never been an issue for BBL realistically. Been able to get through it every single time as the utility comes on down.
Pressing on to Boaster. Chronicle still sat on the edge of this. Able to dodge the suppression there a little longer. Kron walking away with 1. Yumpy goes down and Spike in an awkward position. Vice wall was up. A little bit of segregation on this BBL push.
Yeah, that there is, and this is the first time we've really seen Fnatic have an advantage coming into a retake, so that's another thing to notice, and that's why they're flooding, trying to get out. Alpha gets ones of his own, but they've still not found Levin, who continues on. Perfect a double, and now BBL with the opportunity to pivot to the B site, but Kayak looks to cut them off. Right here, right now, he's noted by the Prowler.
Spike down, defender spawn.
Magnum rescues the spike and looks to go B.
Oh, he's dropping off. Kayak's still going to win it.
And it will be a Red Bull clutch for Kayak.
Effectively solving half of the problem.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that about a double Sentinel comp as well, right? Straight in, the null command will take all that utility off on anyway, so there's a bit of time here for BBL to get that spike down.
But BBL know exactly what they're up against. They played the exact same comp the last time they were on Ascent. They know its weakness. And leaning into that here, it's 10 toes down on the site. Nightfall in the 5-on-5 to stop Fnatic getting back in.
Yeah, and they know that the short is usually really try and make their approach, and Nightfall invested, Levin leading the charge, crashes, was only able to get Sociable. As we look towards Heaven as well, that's where Boaster's making his approach. BBL might have already done enough to stop Fnatic getting out, but instead, no, it's Alpha here from main. Bodies everywhere, carnage. This is Perfect looking to try and deny this. Shorty in hand, but instead, it will be... Wait, is there enough time?
Yeah, just about. Kind of very fine. Crashy plucking the shock dart out of thin air, the same one that he was hoping to land against Yumpy a few rounds ago, but here you have it. It's so scrappy on site. BBL just want to extend that lead, and Alpha, yes, stops them dead at the gates.
BBL just forcing the issue maybe a little bit too much. The spike is all the way out on B. And remember, Prophet doesn't have ultimate either, so BBL are just being aggressive, running it down, trying to make Fnatic uncomfortable, but it seems as if they've settled the defense.
Prophet can recollect the spike. Or should I say Boaster? Got a little bit caught up in that one there. You're always expecting the attack side to be the ones playing fetch, but as you say, it is royally screwed as expected.
50 seconds, so there's some time to work with.
There is indeed. Crashy's isolated from the rest, but he's been on top form so far.
There he has, all stage, all year.
There.
Right here.
Number of kills away from the 2K mark, which is achievable within this series, but we'll have to see if he can make the start to playoffs for Fnatic that little bit sweeter, as it's the pistol rounds have been up until this point. Pretty damn good. Well, they missed out on the first one here on Ascent. The pistols worked well in the second round, and they are going to in round number 13 too.
I'm just waiting for BBL to peek them.
And tonally, it feels very different to when we saw that against Liquid. As the half dragged on, they looked shaken. Round number 10 in that game, at 11.5 seconds, the shortest that we've had in VCT EMEA this year, which feels crazy to say, but they're going through the gears now. Any early confidence which they're able to get, which Kayak is able to get after what we've already seen from Levin, talking about that head-to-head, is going to do wonders for them. 3 off the Yoru ult. Hoping that it's just going to be a couple if he can be allowed to chase Yampi here.
Well, he's going for it low, but well, he will get one ulti orb, and that's all it's going to be as he's given his death.
The calm demeanor of the crowd doesn't necessarily reflect the emotions inside the server. Fnatic looking to now eclipse BBL's efforts early on to take the lead back for themselves. The main control held here.
Shadows traveling.
Alpha with a much... Well, you know, the trap is watching the flank here. Usually they'd use it to clear. It's actually just the drone investment to take Profek off the line.
Still sticking around though. Drone destroyed. Still, he is the only one caught by the drone, as Fnatic have plenty of bodies here, and it's a dimensional drift invested by Kayak to clear out the site.
Closest rounds that Fnatic had had previously were from their set executions. Given a chance, a swing at the A site. It's a slight miss for the time being. Kayak has restored order, but Magnum is right there in and amongst it. Crashy's removed, and Chronicle on the other side of the map, leaving only Boaster in position with the spike. He goes for the plant, and BBL not looking to rush things.
No, but I mean, they should get a move on with it only being Boaster.
Buying as much time as he possibly can, needed that first shot cleanly. And with Kron cleared out, Magnum stepping up to the plate once more, another multi-kill. Just an information exercise, and I suppose you usually expect there to be majority initiators, whatever end of the map you look at.
Yeah, exactly.
Take flight.
The drone to clear out through market. That's where Fnatic are looking to send up Alpha. There's BBL, need to be careful. Alpha actually get marked there, so TP bombed. And next engagement, he can't escape from.
But the support network for Sociable is worn thin. There's no one here, no safety net. But he never needed one of those. Sociable taking this on the chin, looking for more, getting it. It's ugly, but Boaster wins the fight with an SMG, the Spectre, which then walks the spike into Magnum. So easy enough collection on it.
And it is Kayak trying to grab the spike, had to TP away. Fnatic need to engage here. They need to battle their way back to getting that spike plant. But look at the players positioning through B.
They've already gutted the site. Now
30 seconds left.
need to act as the next layer of this attack. That's where Profek is
Time.
called into question, called to action, finds the kill, has the cross for Kron, but catches a dink in the meantime. All eyes on Levin.
Time.
The young Turkish star to step up and stop Fnatic. Time is running out, as you say.
10
And so there's
seconds
not
left.
enough time left in the day to make it a possibility. Kayak will walk, head held high. Levin is out to punish.
Yeah, you'd expect that to be the case. The outlaw firing off and screaming danger, but they've not cleared the corner. The trigger discipline!
Brilliant.
Walks out for Sociable. Remember, that was the one rifle that Fnatic had. They'll be able to rescue it. Alfia continuing forward, but he's been identified.
There's nobody watching B main here again for BBL, but it matters not. When you can fell the spike in the center of the map, you put your back to the wall and face outwards. Chronicle expected. Evan now onto an op as well. You can see the Armageddon prepared. Is this where the preset play comes in? He's the one to collect the information early. He has the knife. It's about to gather info.
This is where Fnatic for the first time have really went to be main, right? And well, that is a good seize. Crashes no way out, chucks the spike back. Confirmation of a kill. The set piece working out, but Fragment was used in the meantime as well.
It's a gun round. You're happy to make that investment. They're going to go for a little bit more of the same here. Magnum still has the Nightfall. BBL still aggressive.
Continuing on, Magnum on the line. Is he baited enough for Sociable? They're going to still try and clear it out. Fnatic and Sociable still alive. Blind, sure, but can't quite get another. 3-3, and remember, Levin has an operator to retake with, which is not the weapon you want.
Yumpy hanging around though. Yet to be cleared. They're still not in sight.
No, they're not. They're finally out of main now as Yampy has to drop away off the angle. The players still not identifying his position! And when they do, he finds two! Foster now trying to escape with a potential opportunity on A.
Oh, but no second TP, so he has to go all the way around the stairs and misses the jump a little bit too.
Yeah, remember, two bodies ready here. Yampy low, and that's what's going to put Boaster in a favourable position. Has to commit to the spike, the spam not quite hitting. Yampy getting up close and personal. Levin here now. Poster needs a clean engagement, a first one. Levin potentially given that, but they know exactly where Poster is. One player to find, but it's Levin instead, who will find 11 for BBL.
Fnatic have given themselves options, and this is the default that we're talking about. BBL not doing anything just yet to interrupt, but here's Levin. Oh! A flick like that is the exact sort of play they'd be hoping to make mid-round. Drone coming through B as well. All focus on the A site. BBL know what's up.
Yeah, they do. As the bodies start to get on to support. Levin holding from up top as Prophet sits beside Dice, and look at the time once again. Bodies still being hemorrhaged and the spike making another angle of approach. That's the B site where Sociable lies in wait.
Premature null command from Yampy, but as he swings back through, Crashies has been sent away.
Levin needs to be careful, tries to take an engagement. He wants more. He's going again!
And as eager as he is, Alpha prepared for it, as you should be. It's the great equalizer for Fnatic, but then again, here is the mid-aggression. They spotted the two Arch players, but they still don't know about Yampy.
He's so deep.
And he's hearing the footfall.
And there's nothing to stop this flag.
Oh!
Well, Crashy says actually, never mind. Two players to the good. Prophet from the corner, trying to deny the players getting out. Does so. Shorty now to get rid of Alpha. He's got control of Spike. This could be it. The map won.
It's looking very likely. So intelligently set up by Prophet. Plays anti to the TP coming in from Kayak, and now Fnatic left down to their last two players. 27 HP between the two. Crashies investing the Hunter's Fury to bring the odds back in their favor, but the health pool still isn't there, and so too the spike.
Yeah, this would be enough. One shorty bullet would probably grab the both players, but as they come out, Magnum just holds left trigger, and so does Prophet. BBL.
It's 11 early, as it was all of a sudden. Stun to try and set him up. The proactivity put in the set piece. With an aftershock at the feet of Crashies, he's forced to move forwards, but it's not a problem. In fact, it's the green light he was looking for. Fnatic from the starter gun have not missed a beam, but neither has Magnum this series. And that's the quick reality check.
Yeah, Spike on the floor, up against Althea. That was the player who replaced Magnum on Fnatic.
And sort of felt that instant success from his arrival onwards for Magnum. It's been a long and arduous road, even dropping back down into challengers to reclaim his spot. When Vac left after the kickoff win against Fnatic previously, he had to fill his shoes, and now it's another 3K that he will be looking to lock in, of which he has found plentiful amounts so far in this series. Just biding his time and waiting for the plant to be confirmed.
Tap of the spike bakes Magnum back in though, and Alpha commits to that spike plant.
Magnum's got out back sight, and as he closes the distance, Althea unaware! Magnum pops his head up, and BBL do respond. Another opening pistol round.
Aspect to be considering. Haven's defense notoriously hard. Recent trends have shown against that, but that's more the ISO Euro comps, not the traditional ones that we've been seeing. It's a big clutch from Magnum.
On his lonesome in a lot of endeavors, it was difficult for them. And Haven at times, when maybe you don't have as much official experience, at least running this composition, could be a problem. But if he keeps doing that, then maybe we reconsider.
Yeah, let's not completely write this off. Fnatic was able to equal BBL as well on Ascent
in the second round, which is why we sort of wait with bated breath for now. 11 down C-Long is a massive benefit to the defensive setup, because it means that if they do go for the garage push, he'll be ready. It's B instead, though.
I'm out of here.
Trying to force their way in, make it closer angles, closer fights, which will favour these Sheriffs. That's an insane shot, and now has a rifle in hand. A real possibility for Fnatic.
It's a 4v2 on site, but Fnatic have cleared the place, and with Magnum back in, needs the timing on the drone, and Kayak has a rifle now.
So Heaven's outlaw against 4. As soon as he has to reload, you can imagine that he'll be flooded with players trying to close him down, but instead changes his angle of approach.
And that's the reason that we don't get the reload, because he's hoping for the element of surprise. It's only going to inhibit his chances. There's the next, but yeah, it's a round signed, sealed, and delivered personally by Kayak. 11 will make sure that not a single player escapes from the round with their life. But it's the same story. Fnatic in the second round. The pistol undone almost immediately.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic being able to respond is going to be heartbreaking for BBL. This is just insane. It's just Kayak again being able to Levin with a rifle in hand will be the one to send it forward.
But there is no early trigger. They're waiting for the contact, and as it's hit a little later, Kayak's already beaten the first couple lines of defense. There was a rifle in the mix for BBL, but that's already on the ground, dead and buried along with the rest. Kayak, 3 players drop at his hands. With the overdrive available, Fnatic are starting to build up their empire on attack side, and that's the issue. When you win the defender side pistol but lose the immediate follow-up, that attack gets almost stronger than if they just won the first 2 rounds anyway.
It just upsets that economy, right?
Because the bonus is going to look so strong now. I mean, money with every player. Althea been put to a classic so he can hunt and move that lockdown within the realms of possibility in following rounds.
Oh, he's even being gifted his rifle back.
heard the steps trailing off in mid and decided it's actually not worth looking for, and the same for making sure that Prophet doesn't get away with a gun and has to die to the spike himself. Yeah, and it was a half of minimal returns from BBL eventually, but the roles are flipped here, at least in terms of the side starts. It's towards Magnum's site that they're going with that slightly deeper trap. Oh, it's been replaced, and that's an opportunity for Crashies to break it with the shock. It missed.
It did. And, well, Kayak will be telling his team that, but Magnum takes his opportunity out of the cage, and Boaster's the one that grabs him. So BBL at a disadvantage trying to retake, and Levin nowhere near the site.
It's one of the areas you would be looking for an advantage, the Cypher utility against the Neon barreling in. And it has actually stopped Fnatic from getting the plant for now. The rotation has been made.
But Boaster not seen with that drone. That's going to be a problem for BBL.
And Alpha now queuing up late outside of Garage. So he is the dagger that waits over the shoulder blades of BBL, who are all retaking from defender spawn side.
Out they go. Boaster still not cleared, and well, he takes his chance, takes his opportunity. Only able to get one, but plays in the rest of Fnatic. Still though, you're waiting on Alpha to activate. But he's not even needed. Fnatic will find their third.
My sentry picks from Boaster, he's the one that gets aggressive. And if you want to speak to the strengths of this Fnatic composition with the double controller, you have to be thinking...
Nice!
On the eco, it looks like BBL trying to be aggressive down B, also on A.
Oh, Levin needs one kill to get the blades up. If he could have found Alpha clean, that's the asterisk you place. And that's the thing with BBL. It's been a lot of when and if this year, not is, in terms of their status in the qualified spaces.
I think as well, just to bring it back to the map and speaking about the kind of the macro aspect of it, is Fnatic have been able to threaten that C side so often. The fact that they've been able to get the quick pops, right? And with that being said, now if they now start to default out, there's always going to be that a little bit of hesitation from BBL. They know Fnatic at any moment in time can just pivot and hit C site with all their might.
Drop the spike.
Yeah, I think that's where previously we'd seen the stylistic matchup have differences. Boaster's calling against Nat's calling, and another one of those former Liquid players, Yampi here. But maybe there can be a mismatch in the macro at times. At the back end of a series which means that much more for BBL. Is yet another thing to be thinking about. But right now it is Route 1, a direct approach. Kayak at the front.
Camera taken out.
Now, straight away Hunter's Fury back, and that's a big couple tags! And an entry for BBL, well, a double, and Yampi's making that pain even worse. It's now just the two players on site.
Yeah, mid walk down finding huge value. BBL need to be cautious in how they organize the retake here, and that's the first sign of warning.
Both players low on Fnatic though, that's the problem that these players will have, and it needs to be clean fights from here on out, which it has been for the most part, but it's Boaster all alone as all of BBL descend upon his position and get their second round.
On an extremity to control an area of the map, and that's exactly what he's been able to do, retaining the garage space. Fnatic begin to cast their banner elsewhere. BBL should be pretty happy to play for the A retake here. You can see the placement of the trap would suggest for an early heads up. They know the lockdown is in play. And Yampi has his Rolling Thunder to come back in with.
There's his angle of approach though, because he's starting to search in mid. The drone, the Killjoy turret would have identified that, but Alpha is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Needs to get a kill. He will at least get one, but it's Magnum, not Yampi, so that Rolling Thunder's still in play.
Huge win, but Kron left without the stun, unperturbed, goes back in for seconds and threads the needle. That's Yampi's ult off the board, and for BBL,
No, Levin can flick, so if the Neon maybe catches him off guard.
where's Sociable in all of this? He's walked right up mid again. And Fnatic He's not expecting it.
Yeah, but look at the spike. It's in BBL's favour. Levin gets kayak as well. This is a disaster.
A disaster in the making, perhaps. There isn't too much pressure, or time pressure on Fnatic right now, so...
It could be, though. Very quickly. Boaster's managed to escape onto C, though. But it's Sociable in mid that gets caught out.
Yeah. Spike recovered.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, and 3 versus 4 now. Boaster had to be a little bit careful, but you know what? He's been hitting some shots so far today. So has Profek!
Spike down, C.
Quick double from the Sheriff, a gut punch. But Crashies is still within range. Look at the health bars.
I have the spike.
Oh, Yampy up
30
next. He
seconds
has the
left.
rifle and he's caught Crashies off guard. And a pay safe card Thrifty. Thought for a moment that they were going to move into the stack, right? Still possibly could.
Drone shot down early by the shock dart from Sociable. The one gap on the map for BBL is B. With Fnatic starting to break the trap now, indicative of their finishing positions. Everything else covered by BBL, and the value of this Rolling Thunder compounded on the B site. But no capitalization.
Oh, well, there is information now.
And no plant yet.
Yeah, this is getting worrying. As BBL try to defumigate that pit. Although Yampy nearly gets the opportunity to take Kron himself. What's going on?
I think Fnatic wanted to go away, but they've cancelled those plans. They will end on B. Smoke is down, though. Crashes in the open, 15 seconds.
There's a chance to deny the plan. Levin nearly takes Alpha off guard. Instead, it's Magnum. Spike plant confirmed. But look at the two players' positions. Completely disconnected. And one of those the op.
But Kron is refueling, though, and will be able to put this toxic screen back up. Has the cloud if needed.
Trying to escape to a safe place but can't find it, and now it's just Kron's op. Hopefully he won't be given the opportunity if you're a BBL fan, and he won't be, to even get a second shot off.
But the one trophy that is missing from his cabinet, alongside the others on that side of the server, is of course champs, and that's what they're going to be thinking about. And this round, I think, is probably a component of some of the issues we may be seeing with Fnatic at the moment in terms of that indecision. They end up on B. You think they're going to go else?
Oh, some star-studded players. Oh, Levin caught off guard. Did actually hit Alpha. Dropped to 17. Wonder if that bullet must have went through the box then.
Certainly feels that way. BBL with 3 bodies on A once more. Sociable, hung up in the rafters, just paying half an eye's attention to Long. Now the drone's traded either way. Full focus on short for Magnum, planting his feet, entrenched in the corner, yet to be cleared, but peeking into Boaster, who on the fadeaway has picked up yet another.
Yeah, and Yampy's trying to flank here. He's caught by the alarm bot, so Fnatic know about it, ready to hit into the site.
Fnatic back on their feet. Profek has made a juncture of his own. Boaster, one back.
Careful.
The captain has kept them moving forward, round on round. He does tend to step up in these bigger games sometimes when you least expect it. Now with twice the numbers and time to set up this post, you expect Fnatic to be in the driver's seat, and that's exactly what you get. But Magnum hasn't found too much value from these traps up until now, and he's not really in a position to capitalize from them either. Another well-placed drone from Crashies has put doubt in his mind, but
yeah, and Yampy's starting to think about, hey, where could Fnatic go next? Maybe be long. I'm going to go and support Levin. And both players look to hold it down.
Only one gun heard, one dash away. This is where Yampy gets overlooked, and Levin comes back in, circles to position with blood in the water, but it's Crashies to draw it. Boaster in the back line now, Profek having to do it all, and can't stand up to the challenge. BBL buckling under the pressure in these last couple, as Fnatic now will have guaranteed themselves an advantage on the half, but then some of these rookies, the ones that have really looked like the best players, not maybe hit the highlights here. Levin will give it a go early on. And it's forced the A reaction.
And that's what BBL want.
But who's there on the other side?
I'm out of here.
I mean, nobody. They're playing for retake, giving up the site. Fnatic get all the space that they need. But Yampy once again thinking about mid.
Boaster too, just unrelenting. You'd think that he was Levin, at least in terms of how he positions himself, but that is a big loss. Kron down, no more Toxin. BBL held at arm's length. Yampy trying to retake some of this space, but the defender's side has to hold up its end of the bargain if he's to get the value. 2 players sucked into his orbit, one of them crashes, he will survive. Still BBL down a man.
Yeah, and trying to force the way back in. Paranoia didn't hit, and that's going to allow Kayak to get the next 2.
The identity that we've created for them. This doesn't need to be Fnatic's day, but for BBL, that's what they're relying on.
The more favoured side on the attack. A missed flash stops Levin getting straight to work on the A side, and Fnatic are prepared for this. As we can see, all the bodies are moving through mid. Well, Crashes tries to delay the spike plant through his shock darts, and that's exactly the case. Spike now going in, but all the players ready on the flank for Fnatic.
And do BBL even want to have a look towards spawn here? Crashes is monitoring it with Chronicle, and now that the flank is hit, it's the call to action for BBL.
Yeah, that's exactly where they're going. Levin completely wipes out Kron.
Second
and
headshot.
Crashes being forced all the way back. Magnum holding sight by himself while Yampy's close by, and it works out. A pistol round win on the horizon for BBL here, and they'll get an in-zone flawless off the back of it.
Really spin that stinger against him, I suppose, and very quickly it will be a matter of importance. Chronicle dispense, and now Fnatic looking to react. Into the sewer space they go. Sociable found. That was the pistol. Still rifles behind this attack, and rifles made to work. Levin gets Fnatic sweating. But with him the only player in the site, it's quickly traded hands.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
that's a potential rifle that could go to Kayak, which is worrying. Although Alpha walks into the stinger of Magnum and puts Fnatic at a disadvantage.
Moving with an air of confidence. He feels like, look, if you take me down, that's fine. Happy to cast judgment across the map, and that is ultimately what wins the round for BBL.
Hey, there we go. Finally, BBL win an anti-eco round. Congrats to them. But is that what's going to be the difference in towards this half, right? Because they now need to use this momentum to potentially have a damaging bonus round.
It's been a story of second halves. BBL anything but. 4 rifles, 2 Bulldogs in there. But Magnum, the kill leader, still working with the Stinger, but walking into a loaded garage setup.
That's so much utility, and then they're surrounding it. Prophet up, but it's Yampy's aftershock that gets the kill, and Prophet with the timing. Levin as well. BBL open up that C site, and the other 2 players of Crashes and Boaster, they want to stay towards it. They want nothing to do with this.
At the same time, but it has to be that perfect storm if it is to work out.
Yeah, and I feel as if it has to be the perfect storm for BBL to find themselves in the upper bracket as well, because of the fact that Heretics lies in wait.
Yeah, and sorry to just bring it back to this round. Got Alpha with deep positioning on C long, something to consider. Up against the mixed investment, looks like they're just going to go for the B play. It's a bold call to make from Yampy, but it's one which looks to be serving the purpose. A lack of extra control would be an issue, but the captain leads by example. That's Kayak gone.
Yeah, it's a bold call because we know that these Stingers and Buckies are better at close range, but BBL are just knocking them down.
And that's the issue now for Fnatic. The choice weaponry is nowhere near as good when you're the one that has to peek around those corners. But Kron, with an injection of pace, has picked up the first. As long as Yampy can guard this smoke, he's going to be in a good position. But slight adjustment with the Poison Orb forces Prophet to think about it, and think he will. BBL to tie up the scoreline as expected. Boaster escaping with a rifle.
Deploying drone.
It's also a repeat of the Killjoy setup in Garage, which will need to be dealt with by BBL, and can buy some stall if the nano is opened, which it won't be. It's Alpha's head instead.
And BBL bust onto that side, but Kayak's timing works out, trying to bust out into safety, does so, and Magnum's lying there and wait! But Kayak's unbelievable!
So quick. BBL anything but. They're yet to hit the C site. Huge 1v1 on Sociable, but he wins it and opens up B. With the smoke placed at his back, he's relying on this recon to give him the cognizance to just get in there. And that's what they'll do.
Spike down, now trying to bolster down, a little bit of delay, but it'll be chip damage instead onto Yampi. And Boaster finding Profit makes this a lot more doable.
Really feeling himself so far. And now, repossessing the mid space, BBL detached from one another, time ticking, but Fnatic have players in place.
They do. Oh, that's a nice paranoia, but Kron hasn't capitalised. Finally closing up, and Yampi hears the steps, calling for support through. It's Sova, but it doesn't come. Now Sociable needs to clutch with time so low. Boaster peeks out. Kron low, a shock's enough, and that's what's going to win it.
Which keeps the round count graphing upwards. 5 successive,
Planted.
and despite Boaster and Kron's best efforts,
Clutch.
it's a gift. Chronicle, if he full sticks that, I think he might just about have it. It was incredibly close. That Sociable didn't take a moment. What do they feel needs to be changed?
It could be possible something like a note to the calling, right? Like something that they've noticed. Crash is maybe dancing with the devil as he tries to play just right behind the smoke. And Levin gets 2 off the back of it. A Rolling Thunder invested, yes, but I mean, BBL get the sight for it. There's still a dodgy buy to try and navigate through, and well, BBL are doing it. Levin on for the ace.
BBL had showed signs of intention at taking long space early in previous rounds, but a lot of teams, you know, you see the op and you suddenly think, okay, we've got to panic, like we're panicking here.
Yeah.
You probably don't think that, but you do panic, right?
Yeah.
And you look to head elsewhere, but that's kind of what Fnatic want.
I mean, BBL, they've seen that the problem is there's a Viper's Pit A and an op on C. So the option now is towards B as they try to get onto Boaster, but Levin was stunned by his own breach, and it's actually Profit counter carriage that buys BBL an opportunity to get that spike down.
Well, they've reconfirmed Kayak is here. They will not look to overwhelm him.
I don't want anything to do with it. Would rather take that extra space in C-Link as the other 2 try and approach from A, and Levin is caught the first. Another Kron lies in wait, but instead is backing off. Yeah. I think this is 11 for BBL.
It most certainly will be. We are seconds away from it. The defense, they found the gap, they've taken the timing, and this from Profek is more of the same. I said that it was either him or Levin that we needed to see step up.
BBL, a team that Fnatic have never been able to beat, are trying their luck by buying into this one right here, right now.
Omen ult immediately to just set the tone. Missed shot from Kayak goes past the leg of Magnum, who hasn't stopped. As BBL sprint towards the C site, they will be able to take it over, but this Viper wall in their post plant is a problem.
Yeah, that it is, and remember, there's no more smokes for BBL either, so every angle they cross is a potential for Fnatic to be on the other side.
They seek to deal with it through their positioning, and by playing in front, they confirm that no move has been made just yet by the defense. It's a double stack with 2 players off the shoulder. Boaster will be collecting the info, but the ult doesn't quite fan out backside, so he doesn't get full visual. Levin undetected, Magnum follows it up, but still, Fnatic have the trades. Yumpy needs a whole lot more here, and he's gonna get it! The Finn to finish them off! Red Bull clutch for Yumpy, and BBL with a streak of 8!
And that could be it. The final nail in the coffin for Fnatic in this series.
1 enemy remaining.
Try to force everything into that last round.
Let's go! Let's go! Come on, boys!
And in the 7 months that we've seen between the last time they faced, it might just be another 2-1 for the Turkish org.
It could be. Boaster trying to be aggressive in towards window, but Magnum's on the other side. Kron now next up, but look at BBL. Oh!
Spike
They're
down
trying
mid.
to work in droves, but instead, Kron puts some resistance. Alpha
remaining.
catches the next, and Fnatic will be able to survive a round longer, it seems.
And that's the rug from beneath BBL's feet. You can't get too comfy when you're playing the team that is most at home on the EMEA stage. Our previous winners looking for back-to-back in successive years. But BBL, the first task, has not been so easy. And Levin still thinking about it. Oh, Kayak was low. That was an opportunity. Valhalla missed one.
Yeah, a big exhale from Fnatic as they're able to get and survive a round longer. This is crunch time for them.
Spike down
They need
mid.
to show it here and now.
I mean, Kron finds 3 there, and you have to remember it was a 1v3 from Yumpy that actually got them the round win. So, yeah, frustration creeping in, and you don't really like to see it at all, to be honest, because that's what sold BBL short before. They've got 3 opportunities to close this one out, but that's the first for Fnatic, and when it rains, it pours.
The only thing for Fnatic, though, is they have an ultimate cycle that they could potentially build up in these following rounds. Alpha has the lockdown. That's why you look at the A site, and it's barren of opportunity of a kill. And that's really early.
Yeah, I don't even know if the turret had been hit at that
But
point.
look at the aggressive
Magnum,
stance in mid.
he's waiting for this, and he's left unchecked. So under the microscope, Magnum picking up the first of those kills, still hanging around in the back as the rest of BBL have arrived on the scene, busting into playoffs.
Player standing.
And now, set up for that rematch with Heretics, perhaps, unless Chronicle can do the unthinkable again.
I got the spike.
I mean, 3 bodies. That's what he needs to find, and Levin is low, but Magnum first on the scene.
But everything that's gone his way in the previous week or so, you're asking for so much in this situation. Denies the plant. A strong start, and with the pit in pocket, a tool to play with. He's stunned, thrown up into the air as the BBL players will find themselves on their feet as well.